Wait, before you layer up again, let me share something surprising. That cold feeling might not be about the temperature at all. You see, so many of us, especially as we age, start noticing that no matter how many layers we put on, there's a kind of chill that settles deep in our bones. It's not just a draft in the room or a cooler morning breeze. It's something more persistent, something that no amount of hot tea or fuzzy slippers seems to fix. Now, it's easy to chalk it up to getting older. We often hear people say, well, I guess that's just what happens after 60. But what if that weren't true? What if this lingering chill, this uncomfortable coldness in your hands, your feet, or even your core was your body's quiet way of telling you something was off, something that's actually fixable? Today, we're going to take a closer look at 4 powerful nutrients that your body depends on to regulate temperature, energy, and overall well-being. And if even one of them is low, you might find yourself layering up while everyone else is still in short sleeves. More importantly, missing these nutrients doesn't just affect your comfort, it could be affecting your heart, your memory, your sleep, and your mood. And be sure to stay with me all the way to the end because I'll be revealing a simple 2-minute daily trick that many seniors are using right now to stay warmer, sharper, and more energized, all without any complicated routines or expensive supplements. So let's dive right in. Let's talk about the first surprising cause of that cold feeling in your bones: low iron levels, also known as iron deficiency anemia. Let me introduce you to someone. Her name is Carol. She's 68, a retired librarian, and still walks to the market every Saturday morning. But lately, those walks have become exhausting. She started noticing how winded she felt going up even a small hill. And the strangest part, her fingers felt ice cold even on warm days. Her doctor first thought it might be a circulation issue, but a simple blood test revealed the truth: Carol was anemic. Her iron levels were far too low. Iron is essential for making hemoglobin, the part of your red blood cells that carries oxygen. Without enough iron, your blood literally can't deliver enough oxygen to your body. Think of oxygen like the fuel in your car. If there's not enough of it, everything slows down: your energy, your memory, and yes, your ability to feel warm. According to the National Institutes of Health, nearly 10% of adults over 65 have iron deficiency anemia, and many don't even know it. That's because the symptoms like feeling cold, tired, or lightheaded are easy to brush off as just aging. But here's the good news. Once Carol began eating more iron-rich foods like spinach, lentils, and lean meats, and taking a gentle iron supplement under her doctor's supervision, everything started to change. She had more energy, her fingers warmed up, her skin even looked healthier. She felt like herself again. If you're feeling cold more often than usual, especially in your hands and feet, ask your doctor for a simple blood test to check your iron levels. It's quick, it's easy, and it can make a world of difference. Now, while iron might help carry oxygen through your bloodstream, there's another key player that helps your nervous system do its job, and that's vitamin B12. Let me tell you about Robert. He's 72, an avid gardener with a laugh you can hear across the street. But last winter, he noticed something odd. Not only was he colder than usual, but he also started having trouble with his balance. He'd trip over the garden hose or miss a step on the porch. At first, he worried it might be the start of something serious like Parkinson's. But after a thorough checkup, the culprit turned out to be something far more manageable: a vitamin B12 deficiency. Vitamin B12 plays a big role in keeping your nervous system healthy. When you're low on B12, your nerves don't communicate properly. That can lead to all sorts of symptoms: numbness, tingling memory issues, and yes, that cold pins and needles feeling in your hands and feet. According to a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, up to 20% of older adults may be deficient in B12, often because the body becomes less efficient at absorbing it with age, especially for people taking medications like metformin or acid reducers, which can interfere with B12 absorption. What helped Robert? His doctor recommended B12 shots for a few months, followed by a daily supplement. Within weeks, the numbness began to fade. His footing became more stable, and he wasn't reaching for the thermostat quite so often anymore. More than anything, he said he just felt brighter, more mentally alert, and physically balanced. If you're experiencing unusual coldness, especially paired with tingling sensations, don't overlook B12. A simple blood test can confirm it, and treatment is often easy and affordable. So now we've seen how both iron and B12, 2 key nutrients, can quietly affect how warm or cold you feel, and in many cases, how alive you feel. If this is resonating with you, I'd love for you to comment with your age or where you're watching from. It's wonderful to know we're on this journey together. You never know, your story might help someone else feel less alone. And don't go anywhere, because next we'll look at a tiny but powerful gland in your neck, the thyroid, and how it's connected to your body's thermostat in ways you might not expect. The thyroid. It's a tiny gland no bigger than a walnut sitting right at the base of your neck. But despite its size, it's one of the most powerful regulators in your body. It controls how fast or slow your body uses energy. In other words, it's your internal thermostat. And when it's not working properly, you can start feeling cold, deeply persistently cold no matter the season. Let me share the story of Diane, a 76-year-old grandmother of four. Diane used to joke that she was part polar bear, always braving the snow in just a light jacket. But over the past couple of years, she started wearing thick sweaters, even indoors. She felt exhausted, her skin was dry, and her hair seemed to be thinning. It wasn't until a friend suggested she get her thyroid checked that the puzzle began to make sense. Her doctor ran a few blood tests and found that Diane had an underactive thyroid, something called hypothyroidism. It's a condition where the thyroid doesn't produce enough hormones to keep everything running at the right pace. And one of the classic symptoms, you guessed it, feeling cold all the time. Now here's the connection most people miss. Your thyroid needs iodine to function properly. Without enough iodine, your thyroid struggles to make the hormones your body relies on. While iodine deficiency is rare in some parts of the world due to iodized salt, it's making a comeback among older adults who have switched to fancy sea salts or low-sodium diets. According to the World Health Organization, nearly 2 billion people worldwide are iodine deficient, and older adults may be especially at risk if they've stopped using regular table salt. So what helped Diane? After confirming her diagnosis, her doctor started her on a low dose of thyroid hormone replacement therapy, and she made a simple switch in her kitchen, trading trendy pink salt for good old iodized salt. Within weeks, her energy returned. Her internal thermostat started acting normal again. She was even able to enjoy a chilly morning walk without that bone-deep coldness creeping in. If you suspect something similar, it's worth asking your doctor to check your TSH levels. That's the hormone that signals your thyroid to get to work. It's a routine blood test and can help guide you toward the right solution. But the story doesn't end there. There's one more vitamin that might be quietly impacting your body's ability to stay warm, and it's one that many people associate only with bones: vitamin D. But this sunshine vitamin does so much more than protect your skeleton. Let's talk about George. He's 70, a retired mail carrier who loved being outdoors for most of his career. But since retiring, he spent more time indoors, especially during the colder months. Over time, he noticed he wasn't just feeling cold, he was also feeling achy, foggy, and down. At first, he blamed it on the weather and age, but a routine checkup revealed something surprising: his vitamin D levels were well below normal. Here's what science tells us. Vitamin D isn't just for bones. It plays a role in muscle function, immune support, and even mood regulation. And while it's produced naturally when sunlight hits your skin, older adults are at a higher risk of deficiency. The skin becomes less efficient at making it, and we often spend less time outside. According to a national survey by the CDC, nearly 40% of adults over 60 are deficient in vitamin D, especially during fall and winter. Even more fascinating, some researchers believe low vitamin D might affect how well your hypothalamus works. That's the part of your brain that helps regulate body temperature. So when your vitamin D is low, your brain may literally misread your internal thermometer, causing you to feel cold even when your body's doing just fine. George started taking a simple vitamin D3 supplement, just 1,000 IU a day, with his breakfast. His doctor monitored his blood levels to make sure he didn't take too much. After a few weeks, not only did he notice fewer aches, but he also said his whole outlook improved. He wasn't as cold, he was sleeping better, and he felt more like himself again. So if you're someone who tends to hibernate during winter, or you live in a cloudy climate, it might be worth checking your vitamin D levels. You don't need to sunbathe for hours or down a gallon of milk. Just a little awareness and a daily boost can go a long way. These stories, Carol, Robert, Diane, and George, aren't unique. They're reflections of what so many older adults go through every single day. That persistent cold feeling isn't just about poor circulation or being thin-skinned. It can be a symptom of a deeper issue, and the beauty is many of these issues are reversible. If you're still watching and finding these lessons valuable, please comment the number 1 below, just so I know you're still with me. Thank you for your precious time and attention. It truly means a lot. And I hope these stories have helped you feel seen, understood, and maybe even a little empowered. Coming up next, we'll bring it all together with a few final insights, including a simple daily routine that takes less than 2 minutes and could transform how warm, energized, and balanced you feel every day. Now, if you've made it this far, I want you to take a deep breath and let something really sink in. That cold feeling you've been carrying around, whether it's in your fingertips, your toes, or deep in your core, it's not something you have to live with. It's not just aging. It's not in your head. It could be your body gently nudging you towards something it's missing. And we've talked about some of those missing pieces: iron, vitamin B12, iodine, and vitamin D. They might be small, but when even one of them is out of balance, it can throw your entire system off. Now, I want to share something very simple that ties all of this together. It's not a magic pill or some expensive supplement. It's a daily practice, a tiny shift in how you start your day, and it takes less than 2 minutes. I call it the warm start ritual. Every morning before you check the news or pour your coffee, do this. Step 1, hydrate. Just 1 glass of warm water with a pinch of iodized salt and a squeeze of lemon. This not only helps rehydrate your cells after sleep, but the iodized salt supports your thyroid, and the lemon adds a touch of vitamin C, which helps your body absorb iron better. Step 2, get moving, even if it's just for 60 seconds. March in place, stretch your arms, rotate your ankles, or roll your shoulders. This gentle movement helps circulate oxygen-rich blood and wakes up your nerves, especially in your hands and feet. Remember Carol, the librarian with anemia movement, helped her feel warm faster every morning because her blood was finally carrying the right nutrients. Step 3, take your supplements. This part is personal. For Robert, it was a B12 tablet. For Diane, it was her thyroid medication. For George, it was his daily vitamin D. The key is to be consistent and work with your doctor to make sure you're taking what you actually need. That's it, just 2 minutes. A warm drink, a little movement, and the right nutrition. Day after day, these small habits can add up to big changes. And listen, I know change can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to do everything all at once. Just start with one thing that resonated with you today. Maybe it's switching back to iodized salt. Maybe it's getting that blood test for iron or vitamin D. Maybe it's simply moving your body a bit more in the morning. You deserve to feel good in your body. You deserve to feel warm and comfortable, not bundled up and drained. You've worked hard, cared for others, and weathered more storms than most people will ever know. Now is the time to give yourself the same care and attention. Let's quickly revisit what we've learned today, not as a list, but as a reminder of what's possible. When your iron is low, your blood can't carry enough oxygen, leaving you cold, tired, and breathless. But with the right foods and supplements, your energy can come back stronger than ever. When your vitamin B12 dips, your nerves begin to misfire, creating tingling balance issues and temperature confusion. But a daily supplement or shot can restore your strength and clarity. When your thyroid slows down often from not getting enough iodine, your whole metabolism cools off. But one small tweak, like using iodized salt or checking your TSH, can get things humming again. And when your vitamin D drops, your immune system, your mood, and your body temperature can all take a hit. But just a little sunshine or a daily D3 capsule can help light you back up from the inside. You're not broken. You're not weak. Your body is just whispering to you, asking for a little help. And now you have the knowledge to listen and respond. Remember, small changes can make a big difference in your health and happiness. You don't need to chase every trend or fear every symptom. You just need to stay curious, stay consistent, and stay kind to yourself. So what was the one lesson today that really hit home for you? Please share one habit you plan on adopting in your life. Whether it's a food test or a morning ritual, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Your words might be the very thing someone else needs to take their first step to. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos that support your health and well-being. We're building a warm, wise, and wonderful community here, and you're a vital part of it. Here's to living your best life at any age. Here's to waking up warm, clear-headed, and full of energy. Here's to you.